morning, everybody. This is Mikael from Healthwise Enterprise, the health food store that's located at 3807 East 8 Mile Road. Even though you might have just heard that, we're here to service you Monday through Saturday from 10 to 7 um, p.m. And you can call us directly at the store at 586-757 Diet. Again, that's 586-757-3438. Our old number still works, which is 313-366 Diet. And if you need to get in touch with me directly for some information that you'd like to share with me or other reasons, you can call me at 313-600-8532. Um, in studying and preparing for this show, I ran across some information that was just kind of disturbing, and I can't get into it too much, but we had this saying that Big Brother's watching you, and truly, that's the case. um, I ran across this article how Facebook and Google keeps track of every word you say, every word you text, every picture you take, every site you visit. It's like a monopoly, and you have to be careful. They said the folks that offer you gifts that's free, like the Trojan horse. Well, they get billions of dollars for taking your information and selling it to advertisers. And to me, that was just a major invasion of your privacy. And like I say, they get billions. So when the company get to that billion level, it's like they're uncontrollable. And they have a monopoly worldwide. Anyway, but there's things we can do. I'll let you know when I find out more about that. Anyway, on a happier note, I hadn't talked about Tahitian noni juice in probably years. When it first was introduced to me back in 2001, in November the 5th, I remember, it just changed my life and hundreds of other people's lives in the Detroit area, all across the globe. To tell you the truth, I met people from all around the globe, and like I say, it was a major experience in my life. About 9 months after I had joined up, I was in Hawaii with my wife and I for free. I had never experienced anything like that from a company. And then the juice of actually seeing people who had scoliosis, that curve in their back, get straightened out from drinking Tahitian noni juice. A constant pain in their body, where every day the husband had to, he had to learn how to adjust his wife. He had to learn how to be a chiropractor, to adjust his wife every day. And he wasn't saying anything, but she was drinking the juice. In 2 weeks, he didn't make no adjustment, and it dawned on her that he hadn't made any adjustment, from drinking the Tahitian noni juice. And when I studied it, it has over 150 nutraceuticals in it. That's rare. These are the type of nourishments that we used to get in our food all around the world until they start poisoning the land and they stop nourishing the land and they figured out a way to kill people and how to push their drugs and perform their operations and do their tests. Um, is violating God's law. You nourish the soil, you feed it, and it'll feed you. Well, in Tahiti, we used to joke, say the land is so pure and so packed full of nourishments that you could stick a baseball bat into the ground and it'll grow little baseball bats. um, it's truly a superfood, and I still take it. My wife still take it. My mom still take it, and it's just packed for the nourishment. And now, over the years, the company has come up with a couple of new noni juices. It's just concentrated, okay? Um, One that's 4 times stronger than the original one, because it has um, 120 ergoids per 1 ounce serving. Whereas this got 30 ergoids per 1 ounce serving, and along with the other 150 nourishments in it. And the one that's 4 times stronger, got 4 times more ergoids in it, and that's one of the major components that you give to your body. Then your body, that God-given force in each and every one of us, takes it and promote the healing. Bring your body back to 100% healthy. And the other one they got is 12 times stronger than the original noni, because each 1 ounce serving gives you, 12 times 30, 360 ergoids per 1 ounce serving. But most people take that and dilute it down to 3 to 1, and get health benefits from it. And surprisingly, I've been having a hard time getting some of that highly concentrated noni juice in. But the original, no problem. Have plenty of that. Talking about when I say plenty, I mean the company has plenty, and is usually can get it in a couple of days. It's amazing. Then I ran across this article, so I thought I would share that with you. That this is a highly antioxidant superfood that you absolutely must know about. I'm talking about a noni, a fruit that's earned its name as a superfood due to the phenomenal antioxidants and anti-inflammatory properties noni, and more specifically noni juice, contain. Okay, noni juice is so amazing. It's been labeled as a wonder food. It's also been labeled in the doctor's Bible. That's what we refer to the PDR, the physician's desk reference. I remember Robert Dean, his uncle, who was totally against the noni juice. Then he got a stroke. His whole left side of his body is like paralyzed. And Robert sent him 3 cases of Tahitian noni juice. He was in West Coast somewhere, and his uncle was in Atlanta. Sent him 3 cases. Well, the doctor didn't want to give it to him, so Robert had to talk to the doctor and said, "Look, man, it's in the PDR." So, of course, the doctor said, "No, yeah." So when he checked it out and saw all the health benefits of it, he said, "Okay," and gave it to him. Well, the uncle, he just went like crazy. He drank the whole case in one day, which is like a gallon of the noni juice. And he did that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Sunday, he walked out the hospital with no cane, no wheelchair, no walker, no assistance. Totally revamped his brain and his body to stop functioning again in 3 days, drinking a gallon or over a gallon in one day. It is I never seen or heard anything like that. It's and the testimonies we used to get every Sunday was just phenomenal. So um, it just got away from me. Talking about all these other things that's going on in the world. Sometimes we just had to go back to the basic. And it's interesting that the noni fruit itself, the government will not allow um, it to be imported into this country for whatever reasons they come up with, uh, like they did Crichton. They come up with some jacked up reasons. But the juice and the pulp, they do allow, so the company is able to bring the noni juice in. Plus, this juice is backed by the Mormons, which is a very powerful uh, financial a group that help fights, the powers. There's the bad guys, okay, and so we have the noni juice. I just think is by God's will and power. As a matter of fact, I think the natives called the noni juice the food of God. So it's just amazing. I remember Mona Harrison, who is a powerful sister. She had two doctor's degrees, and she came to Detroit. She was the first woman, the first black on the Noni Juice board of directors, and for years, because it came out in '96, but we didn't learn about it until 2001, and it took off. And she was on the board, and when she found out about us, um, this group of black folks from Detroit, it was just rapping and raving about the Noni Juice and the results. She was elated. And we heard about her, and we were elated. I remember we had this little bitty room that maybe hold about 100 people in it. And she came to Detroit, and we all went to that room to see her. There's about 300 people in there. I mean, it reminded me of college or school, because she had a little board, not the blackboard, the magic marker, and I forget what they call it, a whiteboard. And we were just sitting at her feet. That's just how packed the room was, and listening to the things that she was sharing with us about the noni and how beneficial it was and how it works so good with water. Okay, she had this super duper machine. It's like putting but two in the world that makes this what we call now alkaline water. Well, back then we was calling the Mojo water for Mona Harrison, and it was like $3 for this 1 16-ounce bottle, but her machine cost over $500,000, to make this special water. And now the Cajun water people, I think they had something to do with making that machine, but they modeled the machine that Mona Harrison, because the other person had one, was of course in China, in Japan, because it wasn't but two of these $500,000 machines in the world, and they took that and scaled it down and made the Kangen water machine, went from $500,000 down to 4,000. Okay, and that's what we can now get to, because they made it easy by making a down payment, and then you can just make monthly payments until you pay it off, just like you do any other major um, item that you want. And then we turn around and got the restructuring unit. So it's close to that water that Mona Harrison had and that we talk about with the noni juice. I believe that's what we have without having to spend $500,000. But what is noni and what makes it so great? Noni is a small evergreen tree found in the Pacific Islands and Southeast Asia, Australia, India, and Jamaica that often grows among lava flows. Known as the folk remedy for numerous treatments, noni has been used to make dyes for clothing as well as medicines. Even today, the fruit of noni, along with the leaves, the flower, the stems, the bark, and roots, are used for healing. But because more research is needed, you may not have heard of noni until now. Better late than never, because this amazing superfruit has been shown to do many amazing things. More specifically, noni is known to help with joint pain. I had a friend of mine that had a bottle of noni, and I don't know, for whatever reason, she ran into situations where she didn't have a refrigerator, and then, of course, the noni got hot, but she said she wasn't throwing it away, and so she kept it, and she had some knee pain. She took the noni and poured it into a dish and kind of let it dry out a little bit and made it a paste. And then she took that paste and put it on her knee, and it helped with her joint pain and other parts of her body that was hurting. And she went from bent over to straighten up, like we have seen so many other times. It's just amazing. And it helps with the skin conditions, and researchers are investigating it as a possible healing tonic for cancer and chronic conditions such as cardiovascular diseases and diabetes. Okay, it is often found in combination with grape juice. Now, the grape juice they use, I come to find out, it come from Michigan, because Michigan got some of the best grapes. Okay, better than California because of our water that we have all around us. Okay, whereas California, the Napa Valley, which has a reputation of having some of the best grapes, is drying up, a lack of water. And see, the grapes, probably because grape juice help hide the unpleasant bitter taste it possesses. But it can also be found in capsules, tablets, and teas. Now, they use the grape juice, to deal with the taste, but they come to find out that grapes is loaded with antioxidants too. And so when they combine the two, the noni and the grape juice, it just got a phenomenal combination with the original noni juice. And it's still to this day, a lot of folks compare their noni juice to the ones that we have from Miranda. But and that's where you got so many different tablets and teas and capsules, etc. But nothing like the original. Its popularity as a supplement has developed mainly due to the flavonoids it contains, which provide noni juice with the benefits I share with you in this article. Benefit number 1, pack an amazing antioxidant punch. You probably heard a lot about antioxidants. Foods that contain antioxidants are great because they may help prevent diseases causing cell damage. More commonly, antioxidants are antioxidants, beta-carotene, coenzyme Q10, flavonoids, lactic acid, leptin, selenium. Matter of fact, Dr. Wallach had come up with his research, and 10 people have taken 400 micromilligrams of selenium and got rid of cancer. I think his test was done on animals. And another antioxidant is vitamin C, vitamin E, and panagetal, which is from the grape juice, and grape seed is loaded in vitamin C and vitamin E, which can be found in many foods and as a dietary supplements. Noni and grapeseed oil, which a lot of folks lately has been asking me for, is the grapeseed oil. So we should have some of that in tomorrow. Among the two sources where you can find many of these antioxidants. Noni also is the only company I know that makes a noni oil, because they go through so much noni, and they have these seeds. I think it take like about 10,000 seeds of the noni to make 1 ounce of a noni oil. Very powerful oil. It's like the grapeseed oil. Among the two sources where you can find many of these antioxidants. Antioxidants helps reduce damage caused to cells due to oxidative stress. It's like iron is turning to rust. That's what they call oxidation, and that's what happens in our cells is oxidation. And the antioxidation is neutralizing the free radicals that contribute to damaging cells. This oxidation stress can come from free radicals, excuse me, which are highly unstable molecules and naturally form when the body converts food into energy, such as when you exercise. Researchers believe that oxidative stress affects many diseases such as cancer, cardiac diseases, diabetes, Alzheimer's diseases, Parkinson's disease, cataract, age-related muscular degeneration. Maybe think about, we had this book that 101 uses of the noni, and it had two formulas for the eyes. One, when you get your fresh bottle of noni, let it sit up for like 24 hours, and then just take the ounce of the top part of it, and you put it through a strainer, and then like 1 ounce, and then you would mix that 1 ounce with 2 or 3 ounces of water, and people had used that as an eye drop, okay, for dry eyes and floaters and cataracts and just a whole host of eye diseases or challenges, and good and great, reporting great results with it. Another one, they would take the noni juice. Now this one, you would shake it all up so you can get all the sediment at the bottom. And again, now this one you would just pour into like a cotton cloth or a wood cloth, and you would close your eyes and put this cloth saturated with the noni juice on your closed eyes, and then you put a piece of plastic over that to hold the moisture in, and then like something else like a bandana to hold it into place. And you can sleep with that, or keep it on for half hour or more if you like. And people reported great results with that. Okay, I remember those two because I've done those, and yeah, it's like refreshing, especially if you, while your eyes is closed, you're doing like deep breathing and relaxing your body, visualizing your eyes getting healthy or other parts of your body getting healthy, and just like a meditative state, or exactly is a meditative state, and it's relaxing and beneficial. Number 2, fights pain associated with tumors. The National Center for Complementary and Integrated Health reports that noni, ginkgo biloba, pomegranate, grapeseed extracts may be cancer-fighting foods. In particular, the anti-cancer properties that make noni the superfoods is so interesting. Uh, this, I ran across this word I've never seen before. It's ANTHRAQUINONES. What they are is natural occurring compounds that have been found to possibly prevent glucose from entering the tumor cells, preventing uh, the, uh, the, the, the growth of the cell, and ultimately leading to cell death. This in turn is helpful to slow the growth of cancer cells. Wow. A study reported by evidence-based contemporary and alternative medicine shared that some products on the shelf that contain noni may lack this particular anti-nourishment due to the processing that I'm just going to call it this A ingredient are most commonly found in the seeds and the leaves of the noni. Regardless, it's important to note that studies are still being conducted regarding this nourishment and their effects on the body. Through research suggests that these compounds may help reduce pain and fatigue associated with cancer. It does not seem to reduce cancer, the tumor size. Number 3, combat inflammation and boost immunity. Research published in the Journal of National Products shows that a new fatty acid, a new absorbent acid, a derivative, and a new iodinoid glucoside, a metabolic important for metabolisms. Wow. Well, studies along with 13 compounds found in fermented noni juice. The studies showed detoxification benefits due to the enzymes known as quatone reductiveness. These suggest great anti-inflammatory traits, making noni juice a strong anti-inflammatory food. For example, these trials can help reduce the effects of arthritis. Wow. By adding noni juice into your diet, you may be able to provide the body with much needed nutrients that can reduce and even help eliminate inflammation found in the body. Additionally, the amino acids found in noni juice help boost the immune system. Noni contains 17 amino acids, but the certain arginine and the melatonin found in noni are particularly useful in keeping the body strong. It can even help with fitness in athletes. Number 4, help reduce cholesterol. A study was conducted of cigarette smokers, which, I think I got time to share this cigarette story with you. When we would go to the conventions, the scientists who was working on noni was a lot of information that wasn't published that they used to share with us. And one story, one scientist shared with us about folks smoking cigarettes, and to retrain the body, basically for the cravings for cigarettes. In noni juice was the nourishment that your body needed. And so what they would do would have people take an ounce of the noni juice every hour on the hour for 16 hours. And of course you sleep 8 hours. Then the next day, take another ounce every hour on the hour. So that's like a whole bottle in 2 days. But the cravings for the cigarettes was reported to be gone. Okay, and and people I know who have done that, sure has experienced just that. And then after that, they start taking 1 or 2 ounces of noni juice just to keep the nourishment that's in their body. Anyway, this report from Dr. Axe, okay, a study was conducted of cigarette smokers, which, as we know, are at particular high risk for over-the-top cholesterol levels. The study, which reported in the Science World Journal, gave noni juice to heavy smokers daily for 30 days. The findings reveal much lower cholesterol levels and triglycerides after consuming noni, and therefore less inflammation in the body. It's no secret that cigarette smokers cause a great deal of cell damage within their bodies. In fact, it's reported that cigarette smoking is a major cause of cardiovascular disease, and the reason for one of these 3 deaths related to cardiovascular diseases. It raises triglycerides, lowers the good HDL cholesterol, cause blood clots, which are known to block blood flow to the heart and brain, and it can cause an increase in the buildup of plaque within the body, specifically fat, cholesterol, and calcium in the blood vessels. Noni can help reduce cholesterol levels, but of course, quit smoking altogether is the best course of action. Number 5, particular cellular repair. Noni may be perfect for cellular repair. It contains colorless anthroids, and anthroids are critical in maintaining a healthy balance in the body. Studies showed that the bodies actually produce anthroids called xanthine, which activates enzymes. According to Dr. Ralph Hadeke, a biochemist, the xanthine is a must-have for our bodies. Where it gets tricky is that as soon as anthroid is found in the body, the protein in our bodies consume it right away, leaving us with little, if any, for cellular repair needs. How does the noni fit into all of this? Noni contains only small amounts of xanthine, but the juice contains proxanthine. Proxanthine is a special colloid that prompts the release of xanthine in the intestinal tract once it comes in contact with specific enzymes that's found in the noni juice. This can significantly enhance cellular function. Wow, that's a mouthful there. Preventing parasitic diseases. Noni juice just may help prevent parasitic diseases. Parasitic diseases typically found in tropical areas in southern Europe from sand flies, which are much smaller than the average mosquitoes we know today. This has become more important due to the drug resistance and some complications caused by possible combination of HIV infections. Noni has a rich chemical composition that has been shown to fight the parasites with the phenomenal and aroma compounds it contains, making it a possible treatment against this disease. Wow. Noni has always been, always will be one of my favorite juices. Remember this guy named Barry, his daughter wouldn't have made it when she was born. She had a rare disease, and he gave her noni juice. He put noni juice on her body, and I think he almost named his daughter Noni. Okay, but his daughter is alive today. And I remember back in 2001 and 2002, Barry would talk about this. This was a motivating factor for him that the Noni helped save his daughter's life. And he's very passionate about that. He would go around the country talking about how this noni juice helped save his daughter's life, and it made a real big difference. But here we got some of the uses of noni juice used for dyeing clothes. The fruit, the leaves, the flowers, the stems, the bark, and the tubes are used for healing, for joint pain and skin conditions, chronic conditions like cardiovascular disease, diabetes, potential, even cancer. Um, People using cosmetics and shampoos and supplements. It's packed amazing antioxidant punch. Fights pain associated with tumors. Combats inflammation and boosts the immunity. Helps reduce cholesterol. Provides cellular repair and prevents parasitic diseases. That's Dr. Axe, Dr. Axe, Dr. Axe. Okay. And it's 1 tablespoon with noni juice. Okay. I think on this bottle they recommend 1 ounce, which would be 2 tablespoons. And like I said, it's packed full of vitamin C, zinc, niacin, calcium, and magnesium, iron, potassium. It's also been provides fatty acids, amino acids, and powerful antioxidants, and coenzyme Q10, selenium. Is Noni is actually a member of the coffee family, and the fruit presents itself as a bumpy and yellowish, white in color, belonging to a tree in the coffee family. And it goes by a scientific name, Morinda citrifolia. Like many other fruits, the fruit is squeezed into a juice and sold as such, but you can also get it in a concentrated form. A powder can even be found in beverages blended with other ingredients and other juices. But I always like the original, and because of the testimonies and the benefits that I've literally heard hundreds of. It would always be in my body, it'd be in my life, and my mom, she loves it. She call it her wine. um, and using the other products that they have, dealing with the skin and the shampoos, is, like I said, phenomenal. They have a campaign going on right now that if you're interested in learning more, maybe even get discounts on the fruit itself, just give me a call at 313-600-8532. Again, that's 313-600-8532, and I can send this link to you, and you can check it out yourself and get even more information about this phenomenal juice. They call it the natives call it the food of God. With all that it does, I would agree with them. Okay, even though I'm not a scientist or a lawyer, nutritionist, doctor, dietitianist, I just love a lot, share a lot, and this is one of my favorite foods, and will always will be. The Tahitian noni juice from Morinda, the original one. So you can always give us a call at the store at 586-757-DIET. Again, that's 586-757-3438. And our original number still works, 313-366-DIET. Again, that's 313-366 888-888-3438. So, hope that was empowering and useful, and we just ask that you share with others, because when we apply this knowledge is when we make a change, and for our people, and that's the people of God, or Allah, or Ra, or universe, whatever you want to call God. Peace and love, and remember, get the 5 hugs a day, at least, every day. Peace and love.